Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and last night, I'm getting a late start this morning because last night I watched the University of Georgia put the utter slap down on TCU. I don't think there's any question who's the best football team in America this year in college football. Wow. Could not believe it. Well, I could. I mean, I kind of thought it might go that way, but woo. And I listened to Kirby Smart, Georgia's coach, listened to somebody released a locker room speech in halftime, and I was like, man, I'd go out there and play for that guy. he's pretty intense. Anyway, I wanted to remind everybody, Link2 put this out. We've worked hard to close on a new equity block of Ripple at a compelling price, which is now, it'll be available very soon. So they're out of Ripple, but they're trying to close on another block. So, I mean, and keep in mind, the Ripple equity has, I mean, pretty much, from my understanding, for the last, I don't even know, it may have been 2 years, these guys, they'll get it, it eventually sells out, then they'll get more. It's like crazy. But they say it looks like they're going to get some more. So, and they are my sponsor, and the link will be in the top of the description. Click on that link and tell them DAI sent you. I wanted to give a shout out to this guy, Zach Rector. He's a smart young man. Actually, my dad, who's the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, he brought my attention to this guy, Zach Rector. He was talking about how he was watching him, and he's very smart. And but I just wanted to say he did a video about me that was very nice, and I really appreciate that. You don't have to do that kind of stuff, but I do appreciate it. But look, you know, we've been here a while, and I see these young guys like this, these young smart guys. They're like the next wave. So, you know, I don't plan on doing this forever, but I do want to finish the job with the whole Ripple and XRP thing. So, I do appreciate what he did. Go give him a subscribe. It's Zach Rector, and he's also on Twitter, Zach Rector. Very, very, very sharp guy. All right. Greg Crypto, check this out. I talked about, I think it was called Candle 21 in my video yesterday, and I'll tell you a lot when I see these the terminology. Sometimes I get a kick out of it. But he says today, XRP Candle 21, $80 target, which we would love here. If my thesis or candle count is rhyming with current price action of XRP, and if historical price action will rhyme again, then XRP target is as follows: 60 cents, 22 cents, 120, $3, $13, $60, $80. Ooh, that thing ramps up and gets real exciting. I like it. Like the sound of it. Maybe if we can get those Hinman documents released, or the threat of those Hinman documents being released, and an SEC settlement because they have no choice, then I could see that all of those scenarios play out. Now, this is how you know that CNBC is on the wrong side, because they're still having guys like Mike Novogratz come on to tell them the state of the crypto market. What they should do is every time he comes on, they should have right beside him a picture of his Luna tattoo on his arm while they interview him. But to me, it's almost funny and entertaining to listen to him give his commentary.
I want to start with this Coinbase news. What do you make of it? And what do you make of the valuations, not of the coins themselves anymore, but of the infrastructure around it? Because for a long time, people said, well, you could buy crypto, or you could buy the folks who are going to operate around crypto. And, you know, it doesn't matter what happens to the value of the stuff, as long as you're actually in, the shovels and everything else. That's where the real value is. What do you think now?
2022 was a grand washout, for growth stocks and for crypto. And so anything associated with it, especially that was growthy, that was, had big cost and revenue shrinking, got hammered as many of the crypto stocks did. I think CEOs, Brian, at Coinbase, and any rational CEO is doing the right thing. the outlook for crypto is not horrible, but it's not great. We've got regulatory, headwinds that we didn't have before. We've got time to heal and rebuild narrative. And so people are going to cut costs and survive this transition period. Crypto's not going away. What's been interesting is the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum has held pretty steady the last few months, and it's actually gone up in the last few days. If you had to sell, there was a lot of bad news out there, you sold. If you were leveraged, you got out of your leverage. And so it's a pretty clean market right now. There's still some overhangs, right? DCG and Genesis and Gemini, that will play out in the next quarter. That's not going to be great. I don't think it will include a lot of selling. It's just not good news. And so I think what we're trying to do at Galaxy, listen, we've bought a big mining facility in Texas. We bought a GK8, a security company, a self-custody company in Israel. We're leaning in where we think it's appropriate. But we're also sober, understanding that 23 is a year you want to survive and kind of catch the uptick.
Can you go back to just because we haven't talked to you about this whole Gemini Genesis thing, and I know that for a lot of people who are not familiar with what's going on, they sound like they're the same thing. One is an exchange that's owned by the Winklevi twins. The other is effectively a loan outfit. I don't know what you described it, that's owned by Barry Silbert. And
OTC desk is what it was.
This has sort of come into question because the gates have gone up. What do you think happens eventually with all of this, and why do you think this won't create more forced selling if, in fact, the gates go down?
Well, listen, I think Genesis, in lots of ways, was our biggest competitor. They were far larger than Galaxy in lots of ways, in both lending and in trading. And, it appears they got themselves over their skis and had credit losses that they couldn't handle. They've got some loans from the parent company, and they're...
All right. So, look, the one thing I agree with him on is 2023 it's about survive and advance. Now, for me, this is about making sure that I've got a cushion so that I can buy into the things that are going to come out of this and are going to be mega winners. And that's everything from public stocks, like I've bought some backed or Coinbase even might be a good deal, but that's just my opinion. And then, and I'm not a financial advisor, as I tell you all the time, but I'm just telling you what I'm thinking out loud for myself. Of course, private equity, I'm buying PolySign when I can. The Ripple private equity, I've got some of that. I got Uphold, I got Link2. The flare drop just happened. I hadn't even decided what I'm going to do on that, but anyway, we'll move along. Okay. Largest Bitcoin mining firm, Core Scientific, is now under investigation over concerns. So there's fear and there's all kinds of fear everywhere you look right now, folks. Okay. And that is what you call opportunity for me when it comes to investing. XRP saw inflows at coin shares in the first week of the year as investors fled Bitcoin and Ethereum. Wonder what people know there. Then this right here is red flag city. FTX investigation could exhaust the resources of the SDNY court. Or better, another way of saying that, it could keep us from having to hold Sam Bankman-Fried accountable to the extent that everybody else would be. Maybe that's what they meant to say. Then they got this. They're all going after Binance. They're trying to bring that to its knees. Binance is bleeding assets, $12 billion gone in less than 60 days. So they want you out of Binance. Now this is where things really get interesting. James Flan, Ripple defendants have filed their response in opposition to the SEC's motion to seal certain documents filed in connection with the parties' cross motions for summary judgment. Then this guy replies, Ripple demands the Hinman emails be made public. Right here. At the outset, says the Hinman speech documents are judicial documents relevant to the court's consideration of the parties' summary judgment motions, and the SEC has not overcome the strong presumption of public access. Says at the outset, SEC's suggestion that the Hinman speech documents are not judicial documents or carry a lesser preemptive public access incorrect. I'm not going to read all that. I think the second one kind of sums it up better. So the SEC is arguing that the court should keep the Hinman speech documents sealed so that the SEC can, in the future, argue the documents are privileged. Okay, so that's what they want. The defendants request the court deny the SEC's request to seal the identities of its fact and expert witnesses and Hinman speech documents and corresponding references to these documents in the summary judgment papers. So that's what's going on here, folks. And I still say, and I'll say it again, and I know some of the attorneys, I'm not an attorney, I know some of the attorneys even disagree with it, but I'll say it again just because we've seen all this stuff unfold and how hard they've tried to hide these things. There will be a settlement. The SEC will settle this case, in my opinion, before they have to show all of those documents unredacted. Now, if they're allowed to show them redacted now, that's different. Unredacted, where they actually have to show them, I don't think we're ever going to see them, folks, which means they have to settle in that situation. I think that's why Ripple's pushing for it, because they know that once they have to, they're going to have to settle. That's just my opinion, though, and I'm not an attorney. Look at this. Ripple's involvement in ISO 20022, a step towards wider acceptance in the banking industry. A much discussed post on what is this? I don't even, that's like German or something. Ripple's value propositions for RippleNet and its ISO 222 membership is that its customers will be able, whatever. I'm not going to go into that document. I'm already over time. I want to go ahead and really quickly go through the flare thing. The flare drop happened, and as I thought, there's a good chance it could, tank, which it did. Not that big of a deal to me because it's the first drop. The airdrop is complete. I want to make sure we go over this. Coinbase did not drop the flare. I found that out after I tweeted this. Did Coinbase drop the flare? No, I haven't checked myself. And I wanted to show you this. This is what Coinbase said on December 12th, 2022. We intend to honor our prior commitment to our customers to support Flare networks. We estimate supporting the airdrop within the first half of 2023. Customers on Coinbase.com, simple and advanced trade in approved jurisdictions, So they estimate somewhere in the first half of 2023 is what they're saying. So who knows when that is? And I haven't heard any confirmation or anything about Flare speaking with these guys or anything like that. Maybe we'll hear something today. Then Coinbase announced that it's planning to fire 20% of its workforce. And then I'm not going to play that. That's Monica Long doing a short 1-minute video clip. And then Eleanor Tarrett's been catching some heat, probably mostly because of Charles Gasparino and some of the things he's been saying. She said in nearly this guy, I think one of these guys was going after, and in nearly every interview I've done over the past year, I've used the word glaring to describe the conflicts of interest I've seen while reporting this case. My stance hasn't changed. And so I kind of tweeted this out. All I'm saying is that I met her in person at Consensus, and I think everybody needs to give her the benefit of the doubt. And I even suggested somebody that does interviews a lot, like Thinking Crypto, should get her on and let everybody hear from her. That would kind of clear the air. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. And Thinking Crypto, maybe he can have her on. That'll be cool. Thanks for listening. I think that one would get views, by the way, Thinking Crypto.